Welcome in everybody to this explanation of the Demolition Derby Association of Marbles. This is one of the many different activities you can get into in MarblesOnStream. This just happens to be one that we run through the Rose Garden. Links to the Discord below. You will need that link. So you've decided you want to host a Demolition Derby, or maybe as a participant, you want to know how it is all set up. This video is going to cover that. Let's jump in to the fun, shall we? The first step is setting up the damage. You're going to go into race. You're going to this cog right here. You're going to go down here to team racing. And you are going to add the following things. One, these need to be placed in the categories. You can either place them all in the same category, or you can do like I like to do and place them into separate categories. I just like to see all the different colored names. So you can set this part up however you want, as long as everybody is taken out of here and put into here. Next, you're going to turn on damage and friendly fire. You will need both of these turned on. You'll go back and you will enable team racing. What's cool about this is once you've set it up, it stays. So every time that you want to do a demolition derby, all you have to do is click that button next to team racing and it's going to pop up. Please leave wall eliminations on. It adds to the excitement and death count, which, because of it being a demolition derby, we are actually shooting for not a ton of marbles surviving. That's part of the excitement of it all. Next, you're going to go to the hub where you are going to set up your local leaderboard. Go to My Sessions. This is super important. We ask that everybody in the Demolition Derby set their name up the same way. This will make finding your information faster for me if there are any questions about your Demolition Derby. So it is DDAM, your name or nickname, if your name is long, like I just do Zaga, and then which week it is. So week 1. If everybody sets theirs up like this, it'll be very easy for me to locate if there's any questions. Next, you're going to enable it. You're going to go to custom points. This is super important. Everyone in the Demolition Derby must be running the same custom points. If you are not, your track will be disqualified from the overall leaderboard because you might, unfortunately, unintentionally give somebody an unfair advantage. So, how do I set up custom points? I do cover this in another video, but we're going to do this again really quick for the Demolition Derby. You will see I already have mine set up, with first place being 150 points, down to 30th place being 5 points. We have never had over 30 survivors. What would happen is beyond 30 survivors, those people would not receive points. But the likelihood is quite slim. I think the most we've ever seen survive is 26. How do you set this up? Very good question. Go to a tab that you do not have anything set up on. Hit your plus sign. That's going to bring up first place. You're going to type in 150 because that's our starting point. Our point offset is a -5. You're going to type that in. Then you're just going to hit the plus sign. As you do, you can see that it automatically adds the next line of information 5 lower than the previous line. And you're going to do this until you get to line 30, which will be 5 points. So you will enable your Demolition Derby, go to custom points, turn on custom points if it's not turned on, go to the tab you have preset up with your custom points. Now it's fun and easy to just do this every time. It will stay. It's not going to go anywhere. Next is setting up your tracks. You're going to go to the Grand Prix. You're going to go to laps. And you're going to pick any 12 laps tracks that you would like. We do not restrict you on which tracks you can use. It just needs to be 12 of them to match the criteria. Certain tracks definitely seem to have a higher kill percentage than other tracks, but feel free to enjoy yourself and play around with it. I know my personal favorite lineup is Emerald Down, Marble Canyon, MSLA, Boomerang, Brackets. I love the track, as well as the Brick, the Delta, the Saber, the Paperclip, the Glade. And I like to wrap up with Work in Progress. I don't know why. It just was like my favorite one to wrap up with. Next, you're going to get Play. You're going to set your tracks to five laps. You're going to set your timer to 90 seconds. This gives people plenty of time to get into each race. Normally, people run faster times than this. I highly recommend 90 seconds or something around 90 seconds. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and join yourself. Hit your start button to start your timer. And let the race fun begin. All right, as your race comes to a close, there is a step that is crucially important. This is something that I recommend when you're running any event of any kind, and that is to make sure that you set up your event correctly. You're able to do this after the first race. So go to your final results, go to where it says season, and it should show your Demolition Derby. If not, that means you forgot to turn it on. At this point, you could step out, turn it on, rerun your race, and be okay. Now, you also need to check that the custom points were done correctly. Click on the Demolition Derby, and it will switch this to the actual points. So if you've done this correctly, you'll see 150, 145, and so on your survivors. If you do not see this, then you know that you've made a mistake, and this is where you can go back and fix those mistakes. After you've done this with the first race, you are good to go. But I recommend this for absolutely every event that you're involved in. It's an easy catch, easy fix if you did make a mistake. Because unfortunately, if you do not have your leaderboard turned on or you have the wrong points, you won't have something that can be utilized in the event at the end. Granted, you will have had the experience of running the race and it will have been a lot of fun for everybody involved, but it will not count towards the season prizes. So, now that we have gone over how to set this all up, you're going to go back. You're going to go to your hub. So let's say the event has ended. You're going to go back to your hub. You're going to go to the local. And you need to make sure that you disable your local. This is super important. You do not want things like cleanups and stuff like that to end up on there because, again, it will null and void your leaderboard. So please, as soon as your event ends, go back and make sure you unenable this. You can always view at any time, and that won't affect anything. You can go view, you can do podium from view. So it's just going to show my marble because I was the only one that raced without having to worry about your points getting messed up. Now, that you've seen how it all works, you're going to want to participate in your own event. Let me show you how to sign up for your event. So, bye-bye, Marbles! So now you're going to want to sign up for your own event. You're going to do that in the Zagger Rose Garden Discord. Link to the Discord in the description below. You are going to scroll down to tickets. You're going to host a DDAM. There are a couple things to keep in mind with a DDAM. One, the first person to enter their ticket for a date and time, get that time slot. If another person after that enters the same date and time, we will ask them for an adjustment either an hour before or an hour after. We do this on purpose because the demolition derbies are so involved that if there is an overlap, it would be very difficult for people to participate in both demolition derbies at the same time. Registration is very easy. You're going to hit the Host a Demolition Derby button. You're going to fill out your name, the date of your event, what time, and you're going to hit the Submit button. Once it is submitted, that will create a ticket. And Aldiris, one of our mechanics here in the Rose Garden, will claim your ticket, enter it into the event. It is at this time that you're going to want to double check that all the information is correct on your ticket. There is always a chance that you entered the wrong information. There's always a chance that Aldiris put the wrong information in or misunderstood your information. We are all human. We all make mistakes. Please, though, right away, if you see an issue, right within the ticket, let Aldiris know that there is a problem. This is also the time that if you have a custom panel / flyer that you would like to utilize, this is where you would send it to Aldiris so that when he makes the event announcements, which will pop up in the Demolition Derby. So if we go back, we have a lot going on in this channel. If we go back, these ones here did not have a custom one, so they got the default Demolition Derby Association Marble logo. But here we go. This was a great one. Ian had a custom one that they wanted to use. Perfect. Aldiris was able to use that custom one in their shout out in the Demolition Derby. The Demolition Derby category will be your friend. It has all the great information penned to it. This is the official logo. We do ask that every Demolition Derby, at least during the Demolition Derby, you do have this somewhere on your screen. This is the official finished logo. That's why it is penned. There's some older ones. Please don't use those. Only use this penned one. The next thing is, after your event, I am going to need a special file from you. So, how do you get me this file? It's actually really quite simple. We've put this in the penned messages. You're going to copy this information right here. You're going to do windows+r. That's going to bring up your run window. Okay? Whatever's in there, you can go ahead and delete it and paste this information right here. You're going to hit OK. And that is going to bring up the SAV files for me. Now, all you have to do after your event is done, go to your ticket, grab that file and drag it and drop it in the ticket. That is it. Once you do that, I will personally claim it and close the ticket. Reason given: event has ended, leaderboard has been added, and you have completed your first ever Demolition Derby. I hope that you found this information helpful. If you do have any questions about how we do all of this, never hesitate to ask in those comments below. Also, my DMs on Discord, they're your friend. Utilize them. Thank you so much for taking a fascination in the Demolition Derby Association of Marbles, and I will see you all in the next video. Hugs, loves, positive energy, chaos, and mayhem. Mwah! Bye-bye.